What is up, Hooligan Gang? Welcome back to this week's episode of the Red Flag Collectors. Still Danielle, still the host. That's honestly not going to change. I'm sorry, Jack. To this week, I am super excited. I am joined by someone who is going to give us kind of the opposite end of the spectrum that I have given you guys. I know you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so I'm just going to cut to it. This week, I am joined by Chris Proffitt, who is a Navy vet and the co-host of the Hey Erin podcast. That name might sound familiar because his other co-host, Erin, was on a couple episodes ago, and she'll be back for another episode soon. But when I talked to Erin, we made all of our jokes about military men and all the horrible things they've done. You guys have heard me and Shannon's segment that we call Military Mary. And I won't play the song because I genuinely don't even know if that was the right song. And I don't want to offend Chris because I literally just met
Takes
him
a lot.
14 minutes ago, though. I don't want to play the Army March song or whatever. But, you know, here we are. We are going to talk all things military dating from a man's perspective. And I would like to say, from what I have heard, this man is nothing like the guys in the military that I have dated or talked to, we hope. So I guess we're going to hear some of Chris's stories and we're going to figure it out. You guys can rate him at the end and we can decide if we think he's cool or not.
Oh man. Wow. The pressure is really on then.
Yeah. So do you want to give us a little background on you? I want to start off with kind of give me your background and then we'll get into your service background.
Sure. Just so pretty much Spark Notes version, Cliff Notes 2.0. So I joined the Navy out of college in 2012, became an aviation rescue swimmer again in the Navy, and then served 6 years there in Norfolk. So I was stationed in Virginia. It was great. Love my time there. Best job I ever had. And kind of just went through the trials and tribulations of being an enlisted man in the Navy, and then trying to date as an enlisted guy sucked ass. It was not fun. It was not good.
And just so you guys know, I did ask him if he knew the person in question that was at the same station as him, and the answer was no. But we did get some interesting intel, and we will discuss that later.
It's kind of a big fucking Navy. I mean, it's a small Navy, but it's a big Navy.
I don't know the size of it, but I just like, oh, like you guys were there at the same time. Like maybe you knew him. Maybe you got to boss him around. But
that's like growing up in LA and asking somebody like, oh yeah, I've got that one friend from LA. Hey, you might know him. It's like LA has like 12 million people. Like how in the fuck am I gonna know one dude?
Well, I tried to give you a good description and it didn't ring any bells. He's pretty unremarkable besides the fact that he's a douchebag. So
I'm
sure you ran into plenty.
Oh God. Yeah. That's a fact.
I'm done grilling that base for now, but we'll get back to it. We'll discuss that. We'll discuss that shortly.
Okay.
So let's start here. So when you had enlisted, were you actively dating anyone, or were you a single flamingo?
No, I was single, but was I dating one person? No, I was dating like three people, kind of. I was seeing like three people before I left, so it was it was a lot.
Did they like slowly drop off the longer you were there, or what kind of happened there? Because
this is before the service. This is before the service. Like after I graduated college and joined the Navy, I had kind of been dating around, and I had had a girlfriend that didn't want to be a military girlfriend because she found out that I was going to be joining the Navy, and she's like, I don't want to be a military girlfriend. Cool, fine, respectable. Broke up, and then I was single as a Pringle there for a hot second, and I was casually dating, and nothing ever came of that. So because I joined the Navy and went to the other side of the country.
That was going to be one of my questions because whatever, you know what, we'll get into this now. So one of these questions that we have is, so these people, like these military men or women that are dating more than one person at once, like as me and Erin were saying, they have a whole ass family and then they have a whole ass bunch of girlfriends.
Oof.
How does that work? Like, I get how it works, but like we joke, we're like, me and my friends do this too. Like, who gets to go to the homecoming? How does that work? Have you ever seen like an awkward thing where like this man's fiance and this man's girlfriend both show up at the same time?
Yes.
Spill the story on that because I want to know how that goes.
Well, for starters, it's a shit show. So I've seen it at a command ball party before, and it happened in downtown Norfolk. And there was a whole like it was on. I think it was on the news. It's definitely the fight's on YouTube. I'd have to be able to. I could send you the link or something like that. But like, essentially the boat boo. Okay, so the boat boo is the girl that's on the boat. You serve on is like you're kind of like deployed girlfriend or until you come home. Yeah, the side hoe. Yeah. And then you come home and then, you've got that. I say you, I'm not really talking about myself here, but I'm just saying like, this is like Navy colloquial terms. And so you've got your boat boo and then you've got your regular boo. Well, this man had the audacity to, do what he did and had a boat boo, but at the command party, which he thought would be a good idea to bring his wife, knowing that his boat boo was there. Now his boat boo is like an enlisted, she's like an E2 or an E3, like she's been in the Navy since breakfast. And he's, a senior enlisted sailor. And then they see one another and like they kind of know about one another and it's been contentious, but then you're standing there. It's like watching a slow moving train wreck. You just see it. You're like, oh, here it comes. And then, haymakers start flying, weaves are getting ripped off heads. Like it's a absolute shit fest in the lobby of this hotel in downtown Norfolk. And it's online. And
I want to watch this. I genuinely want to watch this.
It is like being in that room. You're just like, you're so grateful that like you don't have any dog in the fight here. Like you're just like, oh man, this sucks.
Right. Like
I don't want to be in there.
So like, let's dissect this first. Well, like I would have loved to like watch that live. I would have just been standing there, like mouth open, like staring at these people.
Mm-hmm.
But like, now let's look at it from this senior enlisted sailor. Are you fucking stupid? Like, are you dumb or are you like dumb? Like, that's where I'm confused. How stupid can you be? Because once feelings get involved, girls get crazy. So obviously this girl that you're hooking up with on the boat, if like she knows you're married, so like that's kind of scummy of her. But at the same time, like you're going to bring your wife with this girl that you don't know how unhinged she could become if she sees you with your wife. Like,
never know.
Like that's just, and if I was the wife, like I would have punched her too. Like I would have done that 100%. Yeah. Like she
totally justified.
I think any girl, and I hate to say this because like I've been that person before, but if I'm not with someone that was married, let's clarify that. But if someone's married and you're still hooking up with them, like if the wife runs into you, like if she punches you, you deserve it. Like, you know what you're doing. Like you can't get mad at the wife for like wanting to beat you up.
If I remember this correctly, that E3 approached them in the lobby.
Ooh, so she started it.
I mean, there's shit. I mean, I remember being on a boat and there was like a 17 or 18 year senior chief, E8 that was led through the galley, which the galley is, the place where we eat, was led through all three enlisted galley bays in handcuffs in his dress blues because he got caught sleeping with like 3 or 4 junior enlisted, like E2, E3 people on the boat. And he had threatened to like blackmail or like totally end this girl's Navy career if she talked out about it. And well, other people found out, and safety in numbers. It's intimidation, it's arrogance, it's intimidation, and yeah, there's a lot of dumb fuckery that takes place. Like, to your question, like who do these people think they are that they can get away with it? Honestly, I have no idea, because honestly, like, you'll get caught. Trust me. I've been caught before doing some dumb shit, and it never works out. You got to learn at some point.
Right. And it's not a matter, I think with stuff like this, it's not a matter of if you get caught, it's when. Like
when.
Someone's gonna find out, like,
you're gonna slip up.
And you guys are in like close quarters, and like you don't know if,
that's an understatement,
if your friend Kevin, like, so if you were married and you had your Kevin, you don't know if your buddy Kevin is gonna go tell his wife Tiffany, who's gonna go tell your girlfriend Ashley that like you're banging this other girl on the boat, because Kevin might tell his wife everything. I hope you don't know anyone with these names. I just picked random
it's really bad.
ones.
We'll get into it later.
Is that your real situation?
No, God, no. It was past tense. No, it was funny. I had the first girlfriend I had in the Navy was named Ashley.
Oh, sorry, Ashley.
Yeah.
I hope you don't listen to this.
Nah, she's married with 2 kids now. She's good.
Oh, cool. Ashley.
Yeah, she's
good
good.
For you.
She recovered. She did way better than me. 110%. Way better.
Oh my gosh. So wait, that guy got arrested for what? Like threatening to blackmail that girl? Or is it like an arrestable offense if you're like a senior officer hooking up with these like 18-year-old girls? I
mean, I'm not going to start quoting the UCMJ, but essentially, yes, it is. It's a punishable offense under the UCMJ. Not only that it's an unduly, I think the wording would be unduly familiar relationship. And really the kind of loose rules in the military, like you can date one rank up or one rank down, but never in your chain of command. So the person that you're dating can't be your boss. So say you're an E5 and you're dating an E6. Well, that E6 can't be your boss. And if it is, then, that's a big no-no. You get your pee-pee slapped for that. Just, bad boy, but it's, in short, what it is.
Yeah, I never knew like the rules either. And Erin was explaining this to me, since she was an enlisted officer. Like she wasn't allowed
commissioned
to
officer. Commissioned officer.
Shit.
Yeah.
I get all these confused.
It's all good.
I knew she was a captain and she was in charge. She was
she was an active duty commissioned officer.
Okay, so she couldn't date enlisted people because she was a commissioned officer. Fuck, Erin, I am sorry. These terms are confusing.
Danielle, you're just not listening. You're just not listening.
No, I knew she was she was an Army captain. See, now you have me all fucked up, and I'm all getting myself.
I think you got yourself fucked up.
Now I'm flustered. Like, Erin, I know that you were a commissioned officer. You were a captain in the U.S. Army. And I'm looking at the word Navy. That's why I tripped and almost said she was a Navy captain earlier. And I don't even know if Navy captains exist.
No, they do, but it's a promotion of like 3 ranks on top of what she actually was.
Well, Erin, I am promoting you. I am now in charge of the U.S. Army, and
she deserves a promotion. That girl went through so much shit.
I'm giving you the commander-in-chief title, so I just named you the president of the United States. You are welcome.
Solid.
See,
solid rank upgrade.
We spiral from here.
You went from military rank to civilian appointment. Just right.
You know what? Now she's in charge because I am the captain of this kingdom, and I have decided that Erin is now the president.
Yeah.
So, okay. Now that we've gone off on the fact that I don't fucking know anything about how to say military things. I know a couple things, but not enough things. It's fine. So, Jack, I'm sorry. You're going to have to cut that whole fucking part out because I just had a mini spasm of the brain. But moving on. So when you were trying to date in the military, did you ever have any fuckboy tendencies? Did you do anything bad?
100%.
What's the worst thing you did to a girl?
I cheated on a girlfriend.
Was it Ashley?
It was Ashley. Yep.
Did Kevin tell her, or did you tell her?
No. So, along the trend of it's not a case of if, but when. Yeah. So I thought I was being all slick and smooth and dating a girl in a different town. It was on the opposite direction. Nope. My dumb ass got caught. and I paid the price. And yes, it is the most shameful thing I've ever done. And yeah, so even after that, like, I was this egotistical 23-year-old kid, didn't fucking know a good goddamn thing about how to be in a healthy working relationship. And that's no excuse by any stretch of the imagination. But, more often than not, you stumble along the way, you figure shit out. Yeah. People get hurt, you hurt people, you get hurt. It's kind of it's not a cop out for just how life goes, but essentially that's how shit works. And luckily there's some people with a really strong, awesome moral compass that shit just doesn't exist in their world because they were raised, I think my parents did a pretty damn good job of raising me. It was my own choice. I made that decision. So like, yeah, when you cheat, on your significant other, one thing, it is a conscious decision. And yeah, I made that decision, and like purely out of selfishness. And so, there's definitely the people that will do it and continue to do it. And there's always, girls will always throw it at you. Like, once a cheater, always a cheater. Well, you know what? Cheating is a conscious decision. So you can choose to be a dickhead, or you can choose not to be a dickhead. And you can certainly learn from your experiences, or you can continue to repeat the same mistakes over and over and over again, and pretty much just condemn yourself to living a miserably shitty, insecure life. Because that's also what predicates cheating more often than not, is like a fuck ton of insecurities.
Honestly, I'm like being quiet now, but like, I think that was like the best way that like you could have responded to that. And I think it shows. I'm like not trying to hype you up. Like, I don't hype people.
It's okay.
Up. Just kidding.
Just boost that ego. Just press that red button. Just boop. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I feel like you gave like a very like genuine response to how like, what you did was wrong.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't have done it. And like, it sounds like you're committed to not doing something like that again. And you understand the ramifications for it. And I think there's a lot of guys that like, or girls that like cheat on their significant other, and they're like, oh, like whatever, like it was a one-time thing. Like, okay. But like, I don't think they have like the thought process that you just did with that answer. So I give you a lot of credit. We all know that we're not on board with that, but like, I think you've clearly like grown from it and learned, and it doesn't sound like you'll ever do it again. Cause if you do, I'll come find you.
Yeah,
I'll be mad.
I'll come find me. I'll come beat my own ass, Fuck. No, I think that's the hardest part too, is like what you just described is like, oh, it was a one-time thing. I think pretty much everybody that cheats tells themselves that at some point, like, I was a one-time thing, fuck it, But then unfortunately, it's so easy to do it again after you do that. It's so easy. Especially if there's like the opportunity to do it. But like, I didn't get into another relationship for another like year and a half after that. And then I got in, and then it was reverse. It was reverse. It was like the biggest mind, a mentally, physically, emotionally abusive mind clusterfuck of all time. And so like, yes, if your next question is, well, do you think karma exists? I'm going to say, yeah, because I got it. Like whatever I did to Ashley came back like tenfold after that. And so, but it, like you said, it can go both ways. Men or women, doesn't fucking matter. It's truly a conscious decision that's made.
Hey, God's a girl, and God has Ashley's back. I think that's what it was.
She was a devout Catholic, so.
But you know what? It sounds like it has worked out on both ends for both of you. So At the end of the day, there you go.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right. So let's talk about kind of like shitty things girls have done to you. Like when you were dating girls, when you were in the military, did any girl ever like pull a fuckboy on you back?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Buckle up, guys. He looks like he's getting ready to tell a good story.
Oh shit. Oh no. I mean, I've got
belts on.
I mean, we only have so much time. No, there's just instances where instances of gaslighting, same shit that girls experience with guys telling them like it's all in their head or one thing or another, like they're the root of this problem, that guy is perfectly fine, like same shit. Like I got gaslit, I got I was told I was nothing, that I was worthless, all this stuff. Like it was a projection of insecurities onto me that she held herself. Physical abuse where like, she like damn near broke my nose and then called the cops on me. And then when I'm holding my fucking face because, I've never hit a woman. Like I'm not going to hit her back. I'll try to hold her off, whatever. She hit me in the face with her fucking shoes, clocked my nose. So the cops show up after she's called them. I'm like holding my bloody ass face and she's just like ranting and raving because she's drunk as a fucking skunk. And there's a male cop and a female cop, and the female cop's like, no, fuck this bitch. Like he didn't do shit.
Oh my God. So she knew. And normally it's the girl that you would think would be like, oh my God, he definitely hit her first or something.
Yeah. Like I got a bloody fucking face. Like I'm not like, I'm past, I'm just like, I'm upset. I'm a sensitive guy. Like,
right. You're like, bitch, you just broke my nose. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. And so it's just kind of one of those things. I don't know if but you can kind of tell like right here, it kind of goes in this way, my nose a little bit. Yeah. That's where she got me like right where the cartilage ends.
She hit you sideways.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. It was a swing or wedges. Yes. I know the difference between shoes.
Oh my God.
But yeah, she hit me with wedges and those fuckers had some heft to them.
Oh my God. Honestly though, I give you credit because like, I don't ever condone a man hitting a woman, but I have said this because I have seen plenty of girls hit guys, like hit their boyfriend, which is fucked up. But like, if I punch my boyfriend in the face, though, if I punch my boyfriend in the face, I would full well expect him to push me or something. Like you cannot just go around like hitting people. Not that I say guys should ever hit girls, but like if you abuse your boyfriend and he pushes you or something, you can't be like, you push me, but like, bitch, you just punched me in the face.
Everybody has an inherent right to self-defense. Anybody, male, female, doesn't matter. Same sex, opposite sex, doesn't matter. Equal rights, equal fights, right? But yeah, I can never condone or, promote the thought like, well, hey, if you hit somebody, you should, hit them back. Like restraint is a thing and it needs to be practiced. But yeah, more often than not, like, that kind of abuse does persist. And it can be, it can happen between relationships in the military where like, we call it like blue on blue. So we're like, we're both individuals are serving as active duty Navy or one thing or another, or like blue on green, which is like Navy dating Marines or one thing or another, kind of get the picture. So like a lot of these incidents of like domestic abuse and stuff like that, like, that happens, that persists within the house or one thing or another. And sometimes these people work together, you go home together, and then you've got your problems. Now, I couldn't even imagine what that is, but like, you just got to know your strength. Like you can't fucking do that, Right.
And I do think that like sometimes girls do, like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times, like, I don't want this to come out wrong to the girls listening, but like sometimes I feel like girls push the limit of what they can do because they're like, oh, I'm a girl. Like, so what? But I don't think that's right. I obviously not condoning like a man hitting a woman. I don't want this to come out fucked up, but I'm just thinking like,
I know you're trying to steer it away from that. You're like,
I know, but like, I think some girls like, and we talked about this even a couple of weeks back with my friend China, some women hide behind like, oh, girls support girls. Oh, like I'm a woman, like this, that, and the other thing can't happen. But like, you cannot hide behind that veil to like abuse someone, be like, oh, well, like I'm a girl. Okay. Everyone's a person.
No, you're just a piece of shit if you do that.
Right. Thank you. I'm like, I was trying so hard to make that.
It's not an engendered issue. It's you just being a piece of shit.
Yeah. Don't hit anyone. And if you hit someone and they push you back or something, you can't get mad. Like you hit them first. Yeah. That's my thought. Not that I think a guy should like give a girl like a fucking left hook if she punches him, but like you can't expect to just like hit him
with that falcon punch, fucking Super Smash Bros up in that shit.
Yeah, guys, can we just all make a pact to stop hitting each other? unless you're that wife in the boat boo, because I want to see that video, and I think that's going to be really funny.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's brutal. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard to watch.
Well, and I'm just imagining that if they're at this like ball thing, they're in fucking dresses.
They were
like, beating each other.
Like everybody was in like ball gowns and shit. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, it was a hot mess.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I might have to link the video after Chris sends it to me, because I feel like you guys might want to watch it too. But
yeah, you hate to see it, but it's entertaining as hell to watch. You know, it's like Navy Worldstar up in that shit.
Oh my, I was thinking it's more like the Barstool Rough and Rowdy, but in dresses.
Nah, it's like it's a flat out brawl. Yeah, like
I'm so
a
excited
scrap fest
to watch
in like the Hilton lobby or some shit like that. Yeah, it's wild.
Not what they were expecting. Did those ladies get in trouble? Like, did they get arrested?
Honestly, I don't know. I watched the video like after the fact, and I was just like, I really wonder. And then I closed my computer, and I didn't give a shit after that way, So
I'm like very invested in this situation right now. If you can't tell, I'm extremely invested.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't honestly like. I don't know. I know that there were arrests made that night, but I don't know if there was actual like charges or one thing or another. Like, I stopped caring after that. So
interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to some questions that will paint military men in a better light.
Sure.
So what do you think are some common misconceptions about men in the military who are dating that like you want to let everyone know that like those aren't right? Like, for example, we all know that not every man has a whole ass family and a bunch of girlfriends that are in the military. What are some misconceptions? I mean, we know a lot of them do. Yeah. We know people have secret girlfriends left and right. Sometimes they live in the same state and the girls don't find out until the guy comes home. Like, we know that.
Or they find each other on social media.
Yes. So what are some common misconceptions about dating in the military as a man?
You just kind of laid it out as like the common misconception is like you got hoes in every area code, like it's not like that. For a lot of people, there's a lot of really good men out there that, they humble backgrounds, good moral compass. They're out there. A lot of the really good ones, unfortunately, work really long fucking hours and don't have time to date. So like, there's a lot out there that are like that. So there's one reason for it. Others, dating isn't their priority. They're focused on, developing their careers, becoming, proficient practitioners of their trade. There's people that, are shy. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, more of the guys, more of the men and women that I served alongside with were actually, some of them were kind of shy and really great people in general, but just didn't put themselves out there. So, I mean, this could be something that you see both in the military realm, civilian realm. It doesn't. I mean, it's kind of a grab bag of reasons why you don't come across good people. I mean, shit, I've known dudes that meet their wives on like Tinder off post, and they're married with 2 kids, and they're fine. They're happy. There's no rhyme or reason. A lot of times, it's just if you find your person or not.
Yeah, I think it's just very interesting because and that's the other reason like I wanted to talk to you, because I feel like I mean, I'm obviously not that big in the spectrum of it, but like a lot of people like have had these horrible negative experiences with like military guys, and it just like I feel like it's I forget the phrase, but it's like they say it in like customer service. Like if someone has like one good experience, they won't really tell anyone. But if someone has one bad experience, they'll tell like 50 people.
Yeah. And
I think that's how it spreads. I feel like, because, but also like some guys do some like royally fucked up shit.
Yeah. I remember you telling me a little bit about, what had happened with you. And I was just like, God damn, like that is, and 2 in a row too. I mean, you should play the lottery or something. You've got luck.
Trash taste.
Luck. Bad, you've got a sort of luck. I won't label it one way or another for you.
Oh, you can say I have trash taste. I say it all the time.
I mean, hey, you had, right? We're not repeating the same mistakes.
I have just branched out to other areas that are not directly in working for the president.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we have I remember God, a couple of months back, I had been on a dating app here in DC, and I had matched with somebody that was down in Virginia Beach. Now, Virginia Beach, for it to give you an idea, is like 200 miles. Like, this woman has her shit set on a 200-mile radius. I guess, well, I don't know if you can actually do that. I think she had told me she put her like location in DC, but she was located in Virginia Beach. I was like, you want me to drive in 3.5 hours to what, have dinner? Like,
You have to pay for that part of the app too if you want to be in travel mode. Like, that's what I don't get. That's weird.
Really?
I only know because
so many people like
Bumble gives me the option. It's like, do you want to upgrade to travel mode? I'm like, why? Like, I live in Boston. Like, I'm in the city. Where am I going to travel to? The fucking Western Massachusetts in the woods? Like, I don't want that.
hot.
So that's weird. Like, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Gotta find some winners out that way.
Yeah, I think I'll keep my mediocre options here until before I drive 4 hours out that way.
Yeah, I would too. Good Lord.
Okay, so you matched with this girl who is in Virginia Beach, 200 miles away from you.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't happen. I talked to her for like 2 weeks.
Like, how did this go?
No, like literally it was like, oh, you're still in Virginia Beach? Oh, are you moving up here? Like, did you just get back? Like, kind of feeling
vacation? Like, what's happening?
Feeling the waters out. And nope, my unit's really just stayed. She was Navy, actually, stationed in Virginia Beach. And I was like, oh, cool.
Hard pass, on match.
Yeah. You know?
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a better dating experience once I got out of the Navy. So, because I got up here to DC, started grad school, went through that whole thing. And being up here has been good, dating again. Certainly been a lot different. I mean, now that you actually like, I have time, like, because in the service we were coming and going like all the time. They're going out on the boat, and we go to multiple boats. I was attached to a squadron. I wasn't on one. I was attached to a helicopter squadron, so I didn't necessarily have one boat all the time that I was attached to, mainly an aircraft carrier. But then we'd get pimped out to all different types of boats to go fulfill different mission sets and stuff. And so like the coming and going is really hard. I think that is actually a huge contributing factor to why at least men in the military sometimes don't seek out the really long-term fulfilling relationships with women, is because they know that the workup cycle, the deployment cycle, and everything is, it has a cyclic nature to it. And so you're only in town for a couple months, maybe a year, and it takes time to meet people. It takes time to develop a relationship. And then, hey, sorry, babe, got to peace out. Thanks for the good times. And unfortunately, that's where I think more often than not, that kind of bad rep for military men comes. Like, it's hard if you're only on post or on base or something like that for 6 months, and then you're going to be going out on another deployment or something like that, like another push. Well, shit. I mean, it's hard to know if that's your person in 6 months, when you might be looking for that person for 3 months, and then you're only with that person for 3 months before you leave. It's like I said, it's a grab bag of experiences, but more often than not, it's not a positive experience.
Definitely. And I think too, the other thing that like, at least like from my situations that made it like worse is like, I was up in the Boston area. There is no base up here. So the people I was talking to were already like stationed like further away. Mm-hmm. And the person that was at your base was like, I mean, at this point, it's all fucking alleged because we have uncovered some truth. So I don't know what this motherfucker was actually doing, but it's fine. He blocked me on everything when I started talking about him on this show. So fuck you. You can't see me because I don't think I'm putting this on YouTube, but it was just like, so I was up here and he was down there. And then like, even if he was like not deployed, like it didn't matter. Like he was still a plane flight away.
Yeah.
Like, so it was like far and it was stupid. And like at this point, I don't even know if I believe that he ever actually went anywhere. Which I think might be me being a little melodramatic right now because I
mean, I wish I could. I wish I could say I knew, but I don't. So yeah. I mean, there is a lot of coming and going. I mean, there's a lot of long hours too, where like sometimes I've known, we boat folks to work like just ridiculous hours, like 18-hour days, and get have 6 hours to eat, bathe, and sleep, just to try and have enough time to recharge and turn around and pull another one of those days. Like the enlisted boat people are some of the hardest working people I've ever met. And sometimes those dudes and girls are like totally worked to the bone. And sometimes they go out a lot. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they sit in port for their entire fucking enlistment because they're, they got stationed on a broke dick ship, so.
Sorry, what constitutes a broke dick ship?
Research the Mesa Verde. Like research the Mesa Verde, or the USS Bush was a broke dick ship for a while. Just different problems with the ship, either like power plant issues or reactor issues or like screw issues, like just like there's a myriad of issues. I mean, you're talking about something that's made out of metal that sits in salt water. It's gonna rust. Like some system's gonna get fucked at some point. And we got ships that are decades or 20, 30 years old. The USS Enterprise was in service up until the first Gulf War from World War II. That boat had been in commission for a long damn time. So a lot of shit can go wrong.
And I just want to conclude this segment saying, I know he actually was deployed. I'm just being melodramatic because we started talking about this. I was not that dumb of a bitch. I believed some stupid stuff, but I'm not that dumb. He did actually go somewhere. And I wish he had just gone to go fuck himself, but doesn't always work out in your favor.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
But you know what? Onwards and upwards. I wouldn't be allowed to have this show if that situation hadn't exploded. So you know what? It's good for me.
You wouldn't be sharing the wealth of knowledge and humor were it not for those experiences.
Exactly. And butchering military titles. Is it titles? Ranks?
Yeah.
See,
ranks.
I fucked it up again.
No, it's okay. I mean, it is a title. It is a title. There is a title that comes along with it, but it's also a rank. But tomato, tomato, right?
So now I am president of the armed services, all the branches, all
Terrifying.
of them. I don't even know if I can name all of them, but I think I can. Okay. I'm just going to try now. Is it Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard, Air Force? There's 5, right?
There's 4 branches of the military. Technically 5 now.
Is the Coast Guard not a branch of the military?
Or
is it the Air Force?
Well, so you've got Air Force, Navy, Army. Right now, what am I missing? Tell me.
The Marines.
There you go. Good.
So the Coast Guard is not in the Army.
Well, they're definitely not in the Army. They technically fall under DHS, which is Department of Homeland Security.
I knew that.
Yeah, and the Marines are technically part of the Department of the Navy as well, but they are considered their own branch. But now we have Space Force, which
I don't even know if that's
technically
real. I believe that.
5 branch, 5th branch. I don't know. I mean, technically, yes, Space Force is a thing. I just think it's fucking ridiculous.
Honestly, my whole life, I thought the Coast Guard was part of the military.
I think you know what I think that's a safe statement to make, because I think there's a lot of people that think the same thing. Like the Coast Guard, don't get me wrong, the Coast Guard, if there's any coasties out there listening to the show, hey, shout out to you guys. You puddle pirates are out there fucking kicking in mini submersible doors taking all the cocaine, posing photos with it. It takes a lot of self-control not to just like cut open a key and just be like, just a taste, just like a little, oh, it takes a lot of self-control not to do that. So props to you guys.
Oh my God. Honestly, this is why I was never a good military girlfriend. I can't even fucking differentiate if the Coast Guard's in the military.
No, it's all good. No, Coast Guard, the Coasties are good folks. I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple. One of my good friends is a just recently commissioned ensign in the Coast Guard.
What's an ensign?
Ensign is a 01. So like the first rank of a commissioned officer.
Okay. See, like this, whoop,
it's all
over
good.
my head.
It's all
over
good.
my head.
It's all good.
All right. So let's talk about wildest. This doesn't have to be a personal story. This can be a story you've seen.
Okay.
Anything. Wildest, like, military relationship blow up you've seen. Like, what caused it? Like, what happened? I hope to God that it wasn't this fight in the Hilton that we keep talking about.
I mean, I didn't know the people who fought personally. Like, just watch, but God, craziest. I mean, there's so fucking many.
Look at guys, I stumped him.
I mean, I'll just share from my own personal experience because I don't want to like share somebody else's business. I don't want to throw anybody else's.
Oh, you can make up fake names. Like, we kind of fucked up with Ashley. Like, you're here for the pseudonyms.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm pretty sure she doesn't listen to podcasts, and certainly not anything that swears. The girl was, when I say she was a devout Catholic, I mean it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm marked as explicit on iTunes. Like I told you, she's not listening.
She got two young kids. Pretty sure she's not tracking with this. But no, I mean, just the constant back and forth. I wish I could convey in a short number of words the amount of bullshit that went through. But it was somebody I started dating this person. First night, turned in, it was just, I should have known from the first night that it was just going to be a snowball. Like,
was she also enlisted?
No, she wasn't in the military.
Oh, she was Gen Pop.
Gen Pop, yeah,
Gen Pop, like the rest of us.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I see you dropping some terminology. That's good.
Well, I thought that's like jail term. I didn't know that was a military term.
Gen Pop is like a berthing. So like your berthing is your like your sleeping quarters, and so there's like general population or like ship's company berthing, which is like 300 people in a space that's disgusting.
I stole that from a jail show.
What, Orange is the New Black?
No, I was like really big on was it 90 days, 60 days in? 60 days in was my shit.
I have no idea what show that is.
Oh my God. It's on Hulu. Side note, you have to watch it. These people go undercover and they like are getting like info for the county sheriff, and they're like in this like program where they have to pretend to be like in jail, and they're basically narcs.
Yeah, but they're filming these people?
Yeah, so the way they Jack, I'm sorry, but they pretend like, so it'll be like a couple weeks before they put the narcs in, they'll pretend like they're filming a documentary about people's first times in jail. So Jack, I'm fucking sorry, man. I'll pay you extra for this episode because I keep rambling.
Yeah, we kind of went over it a little bit, but that's all good.
We started 10 minutes late though, so we're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so back on track.
Yeah, sorry, Jack.
No, it's all good. No, just so it was just a roller coaster of from the first time I met her, we were out and like things just evolved, a couple drinks in, tears and all this shit, and like, yeah, I'm trying to be a caring guy or one thing or another, and I don't know this girl from from anyone, but fuck it, I don't want her to have a bad time on the first night. Well, it got progressively worse, and I got attached pretty quick, and then about a month after I met her, she had to have surgery on her foot. And so she was like out of commission for like 2 months, like 2.5 months. And here I am, like brand new to the Navy. I'm trying to get qualified. I'm working long days. And then now I have this girlfriend who's like a fucking legit cripple. And like taking her, like wheeling her cripple ass around like Walmart and shit to go get the things that she needs and like provide for her, make dinner and all this, like do the good boyfriend shit. And then that's when the little things, little snippets, little like snippy backbiting comments and shit like that. And like the weirdest blow up with her though was like I was on a family vacation with her and her folks down in Sarasota, Florida, and she was making fun of me with like in front of her, like a couple of her cousins and shit on my voting record, right? My fucking voting record. And like who I had voted for the first time I voted as an 18-year-old kid in 2008, who happened to be Barack Obama at the time. And she's like, I can't believe you voted for Barack Obama, you fucking liberal piece of shit. Like all that, like talking just mad shit to me. Like, mind you, we'd all been drinking, but like I wasn't being rude. And finally I had enough of it after like 3 days of this shit. It was like 3 days of braiding. I told her to shut the fuck up. I was like, hey, Courtney. Yeah, you fucking heard me, Courtney.
Oh, we got some real name on here. Yeah. Fuck you, Courtney.
Fuck you, Courtney.
Also, Courtney, why are you Googling people's voting records, you fucking weirdo?
No. Because I had told her. She'd asked me. Oh,
like, I thought she legit Googled it.
No. But I'll totally out her family as being a fucking racist piece of shit and who's had clan affiliations. So you know who you are. Yeah.
Guys, we are dropping bombs here.
Yeah. Yeah. And so she like breaks out in tears, like runs downstairs, tells her dad. Meanwhile, I'm sitting on the couch, like trying to mind my own business, like cool off. Next thing I know, the man's fist is flying straight past my head. He like took a wrong step or something, missed me by a hair. Turns around, like he starts like, cussing me out. How dare you talk to my daughter like that? And this man's been drunk for like 10 hours. And so the whole family, like his like 85-year-old mother is trying to hold him back from like attacking me for telling his dumbass daughter to shut the fuck up because she was running her mouth. And yeah, and pretty much it just evolved from there. Like the whole family got involved. Cops got called. They're like, I hitchhiked to the fucking airport, didn't make it, had to go back. And like, yeah, it was just a fucking really bad trip. And then after that, like shit just evolved. And thank God, you know what got me out of that relationship? A fucking deployment. That's what happened. It literally took me having to go on a ship to the fucking Middle East to get away from this chick. Like it was that bad.
Damn, she's honestly though,
fucking insane.
It sounded like Courtney needed to shut the fuck up. I mean, granted though, if I like went to my dad and was like, oh, my boyfriend told me to shut the fuck up, like I'm pretty sure that would be my dad's first reaction too. I don't know if his first question would be, well, what did you do? That would be my brother's first reaction. He'd be like, well, what'd you say that made him tell you to shut the fuck up?
Yeah.
But no, my dad probably would.
Yeah. I mean, this man is like not unaccustomed to who, like this asshole raised his daughter. She's like,
an asshole, clearly.
Yeah, she's like, oh, I'm such a daddy's girl. But like, well, that makes a lot of fucking sense because you're a fucking piece of shit. So,
well, in summary on that segment, fuck you, Courtney.
Yo, for real though.
That might have to be the episode title. Just fuck you, Courtney.
Fuck you, Courtney.
Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up with one last question for you. It's the same question I asked Erin.
Send it.
So this is like an easy one because I feel like we already kind of went into it. Yeah, dropped a lot of fucks on that last part. But what has it been like for you dating now that you're a civilian? Not gonna say Gen Pop. Now that you're a civilian, like, do you try and stray away from dating people that are enlisted, or like what's it just been like for you dating ever since you is on de-enlisted, unenlisted, fucking got exported from the army like an Excel document? Whatever they do to you.
Exported from the military. Yeah. Wow.
I don't well, first off, what's the right
after leaving the military? So I've actually I am very grateful that I have met somebody and actually do have a significant other. Very recent, actually, as of this last weekend. She is
exciting. Congrats, non-Courtney.
Thank you.
Go,
I know.
non-Courtney.
Right. She is incredible. And I'm utterly amazed with how sweet and caring she is. I feel like I don't deserve her. But that is not going to stop me from doing all the good things for her because she absolutely fucking deserves it. But no, it really after leaving the military, the emphasis was certainly on finding someone. I'm 31 years old. Like the whole fuckboy fun can last only so long. And if you try and continue it into your 30s, you are just going to wind up a lonely, sad motherfucker. And more often than not, those are the dudes that you'll see it like on the bar, like still trying to be like, hey, I'm hip and sexy. Like, bro, you are 42 and you got to wake up and run your 9 to 5 tomorrow. Like, go the fuck home. Like, don't be on those, like grow the fuck up.
Nothing's worse than the creepy man that is way older than the average age of people that go to that bar.
Yeah.
Nothing's worse. Like, I've had those situations where it's just like weird dudes. And we go to like a dive. It's like kind of a college bar, but like, it's also just kind of like a divey bar where like people under 30 hang out. So when there's like older dudes there, and like, I literally won this weekend, I caught him. He was dead. This is the fucking creepiest thing. I was just telling my friend Mike about this. So he didn't notice because he wasn't paying attention, but his roommate and a bunch of our friends noticed this one man was staring directly at me for 2 hours. Like, he was literally like trying to cast like a fucking Harry Potter spell on me. Like, I wouldn't even make eye contact, and you're going to die when I tell you this part. So we're sitting
from being creeped out or what?
You're going to die laughing. So it's like those guys that like think that they're just like cool. And this man was not attractive. Like, I like guys that are very tall. This man was like, I'm 5'8". Like, this man was like 5'5". Like, I was not in it.
You were not vibing.
And I was not vibing. I did not speak to this man once, but I'm sitting at this like round booth near the door.
Finger raised. I did not speak to this man.
I did not speak to that man, but we're sitting at this booth right next to the door. Like, I know the bouncer. Like, I was talking to him. This motherfucker, and I got mad at one point and said something to my friend's roommate. This guy is like walking out of the door to go smoke and just stands there, looks at me and goes, guys, I'm sick. I'm like waving for like me to go with him.
He's ushering you forward like, yes.
And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I'm at a table with my girlfriends and a bunch of dudes. Do you think I'm going to go outside with you fucking weird ass man that was trying to Wingardium Leviosa me out of the bar? Like, what?
I was legit thinking of Harry Potter spells. I was like, I don't remember. I'm fucked.
He genuinely, this man thought staring at me for 2 hours to the point where all of my friends noticed, to where one of my guy friends almost said something to him. He thought standing at the door waving me outside was going to get my ass out of my booth with my friends to go hang out with him. And that's a weird
any other situation. Man. If it's any other situation, like guns are getting produced, I don't care who you are, you can't do that. You just can't do that. Like, that's fucking weird.
I was literally like sitting between two of my friends, and I looked at my guy friend who was next to me, and I was like, I feel like I can't look at anyone besides you right now because this man is freaking me out. And he was like, yeah, like I noticed he was staring at you earlier. And I was like, yeah, and he has not stopped.
Those are the kinds of guys that are like the Jack Nicholsons in The Shining, like, hacking through a door. Here's Johnny.
Yeah, you know
like, what the fuck?
The only person that will ever signal me out of a bar like that is Pete Davidson or Machine Gun Kelly. Other than that, do not apply. Do not apply. If you are not going to speak to me and you think you can fucking wave me out of a bar, who are you? I was very offended by that man because it was fucking weird. Like, do guys think that that's how they can pick up girls? I mean, that's where I'm confused.
I have seen and heard words be uttered that I dare not repeat, and it's worked. So yeah, it's also not worked, but I've seen it work more times than not, and I'm partially disgusted, but I'm like, you know what? If that works on that kind of girl, y'all are perfect for one another. But yeah, the whole ushering, like, yeah, oh yeah, come to me. Like, what?
Yeah, bitch, no, you know what? Fucking grow a whole foot and then maybe. Yeah. Probably not though.
Still probably not.
Definitely not, actually.
Staring?
It got to the point. It was like, literally like he was trying to like cast one of those focus spells on me. Like it was fucking weird.
If you got some male listeners out there, like don't stare. Like if you think that somebody's a really attractive woman, and trust me, it will make an impact. If you go up to them, they might think you're a little weird, but they're and probably say no, but they're going to respect the fact that you got some balls to come up to you. Like if you notice someone across the bar, and I've done it, I got, laughed away from the table. Like, okay, cool. But like, it takes a certain amount of balls to be able to walk up to somebody at a party and be like, hey, excuse me, I think you are incredibly gorgeous. Could I buy you a drink? Like just that. It's a simple, and it doesn't have to be like some creepy, like sleazy, like, let me just like saunter over and be like, hey, what's up? How you doing, girl? Like, no, it's just like, hey, I think you're gorgeous. Can I buy you a drink? Just like straight up, and they're like, hey, thank you, but no. Cool. Take that and be like, all right, it's a pleasure talking with you, and just fucking go and turn around, head held high, and just fucking leave. That's fine. You know what? Yeah. No is a no. But if they say yes, don't be a fucking dick and think that just because you get a drink for this chick that somehow she's going home with you. If you're fortunate enough to get her number at the end of the day, actually, you'd be lucky enough to get a fucking conversation out of her. Now, if you get her number at the end of the night, cool, awesome. But don't think that she's just going home with you because you were able to get her a drink. Like that doesn't mean shit. So
right. And we also live in an age of like serial killers. So like if a random man gives me the come hither wave to leave a bar, like you're fucking joking if you think I'm gonna leave with you.
That's at least 10 stab wounds. At least.
Well, and it got to the point where like we were like concerned, like my friend and her boyfriend like walked me to my car that was in a well-lit area right next to the bar at the end of the night, because they were like, I don't know where this guy was. Like, is he hanging out in the parking lot? Like, we're going to get you into your car, watch you leave, and then like, we'll go to our car.
Yeah.
And I've never been in that situation before where it's been something where like multiple people I was with were like so concerned, like genuinely for what was happening.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a lot of, it's so weird. I mean, even from when we were kids, like I feel like the threats to people just, 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago was nothing in comparison. We could go off on a whole another tangent about that, but yeah, like there are whole shows, murder. Y'all women are really into the whole murder mystery slasher, like whodunit kind of shit. And it like, but rightfully so, that shit persists out there. And I'm glad that you had the friends that were cognizant enough and supportive enough to be like, hey, dude, really weirded us out. Like, let me just walk you to the car. Just safety numbers, simple as that.
I was pissed. I forgot my knife and my pepper spray because my purse was too small.
I know. Well,
I would have been down with it. Like, oh, you gonna get me? Like, I got you.
I got you, bitch. Yeah.
Yeah. No, hey. My friends are concerned about my knife because they said it's a tactical knife. They're like, someone's gonna fucking stab you with that, or you're gonna cut your own finger off trying to open it.
No, you know what? And the thing is, there's some really great shit out there. Different companies that make very small concealable blades. Like it literally tucks into a belt loop or something like that. It's a small like finger. It's a little finger knife. You can hold it between your two fingers, and it looks like it has a little arrowhead tip, but it's real small. I mean, you really don't need much, but it
I have my drawer open. I'm just going to show you this. Jack, you're gonna have to cut this whole part out. This is what I have.
Oh yeah, that takes too long to produce. I'm talking about. I can't even open it
fast enough.
I know, you need a fixed blade. I'm telling you, women for self-defense. I don't think you need to cut this out. I think it's really important to have in there because I think that women absolutely need to know there is nothing more important than being able to defend yourself in one of those situations. It is, if you can have a blade, anything, there's nothing worse than having to be carried by 12 when you can be judged or carried by 6 when you can be judged by 12. At the end of the day, like, yeah, if you could you have charges brought against you if you stab somebody? Yes, absolutely. But in self-defense, quite honestly, I don't give a shit. More often than not, I think the jury is going to side with you on this one if this person attacks you. And you know what? There's no fucking better thing at stopping somebody than a 40 caliber, 45 caliber, or 9mm hollow points. So women
I have this. I have my pepper spray, $18 Dick's Sporting Goods.
And you can buy all the pepper spray and tasers and stuff like that, but a restraining order is only a piece of paper. I'll tell you that. Yeah. So I am a huge advocate for women of all ages, anyone really, going to ladies' night. A lot of gun ranges across the country have ladies' nights at gun ranges, and it's female instructors teaching other women how to manipulate and possess a weapon. It could be as simple as a shotgun. It could be a pistol, just home defense. But God knows if you're followed home, that is like the last bastion of safety that you can have. Like, you could try and get in your car, one thing or another, but if you get cornered, best thing that you can do is have a firearm at the ready, and you can learn at your local gun store. And so for women out there, like, it saves lives. Can't stress it enough. It saves lives.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to, not like, one of my friends, like, she loves going to the gun range, but like, like, my top 3 fears in the world are like, ranked in this order: guns, throw up, and blood. I know it's like a weird top 3 combination, but like, I used to hook up with a guy who was ex-military and had guns, and he literally like tried to teach me that it's like not that scary, because like I was like petrified to even be like in the house with them. And he like took it apart and showed me, and I was like, I'm still fucking scared of this thing. So I don't know, maybe if I shot one I would get it, but like, I was like so freaked out to even be like near it, and it was like in a gun safe, like locked up, and I was like, I can't be anywhere near this. Like,
I was driving. Yeah, I was driving the other day with my girlfriend, and she didn't know that I had my concealed carry on me, and I, took it out of my waistband and put it. It was kind of digging into my hip a little bit, and so I took it off and I put it in the glove box. And she's like, "Holy shit, where was that?" I was like, I thought you felt that when you gave me a hug, but no, like, I mean, it is something that like military men will, by nature, usually treat it with less of a regard, because it's something that we've manipulated in either in training, or we're familiar with weapon, one thing or another. It doesn't weird us out. And so it's not always like some cool, sexy thing to bust out your weapon and be like, "Hey, this is my gun," to like some chick you're talking to, because more often than not, you're going to freak them the fuck out. It's a conversation to have. Like, "Hey, I just want to let you know, I do have guns in the house. Like, it's some of it might be, they're either in the safe, or like, hey, they're located around the house, one thing or another. I just want to let you know," like, give them the peace of mind. It's just like, I just want you to know, because there's nothing worse than being like, "Well, what's under this?" Like, I'm reaching under my couch cushion. Like, "What's this?" "Oh, fuck, it's a handgun." Like, I don't keep my guns there, but some people do. So,
yeah. And I do want to give him credit. He like wasn't trying to show it off. Like, I literally said that like I was petrified of them, and he was just trying to like make me not be like a fucking like psycho about it. But I do know that like some people who have guns, like my friend's ex-boyfriend was very much like show offy with his guns, and I was like, "Can you get the, like, they're not even in a safe, like, get the fucking rifle away from me, like, what the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
But yeah, he's crazy.
It happened. So. Yeah, there's that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother time.
Yeah, we're not going on gun control here.
No, we're not going to touch that right now. Happy to talk about it. Happy to at another time.
Yeah, but we are proponents of blades for safety, and pepper spray, and going to the shooting range and understanding how to use a gun.
Yes.
For safety.
Yes.
Okay. So now that we actually went over, I just want to give you a few minutes to either plug yourself, give my people any last advice that you're feeling. The time is yours. Say what you want.
Sure. Patience. Patience is a massive virtue when it comes to dating, when it comes to avoiding those red flags. This is me waving my little red flags. The worst thing that you can do is continue to invest when there's very clearly red flags. Really bad at communicating, one thing or another, like bad communication skills. Like, guess what, ladies, gentlemen, people don't fucking change. And it's really hard. There is a certain amount of communication that can be facilitated through a relationship. There's certainly counseling, but the thing is, when you're starting out, if if those people have really bad communication skills, they don't show a lot of interest. They don't text back. They don't call. Like, that's one thing our generation is fucking horrible about doing. If a dude doesn't call you or want to FaceTime you and it only texts or only Snapchats, all right, fuckboy tendencies 101, Instagram DMs, Snapchat, and or like WhatsApp or like any other like side, periphery messaging service.
Secret texting
shit. You got a dark mode on, fuckboy tendency. Like, don't
wait, like dark mode on your phone?
Like dark,
like this?
No, like dark. No, not like that. No. Dark mode, or like Instagram has this thing, like if you go to the DMs,
vanish
you scroll
mode.
to the bottom. Vanish mode, yeah, that's what I mean. Like dark mode, vanish mode, same shit.
I thought you were fucking with me because my phone was on the nighttime.
No. I'm talking about like vanish mode shit, like where the messages go away. Like that shit is designed for people to cheat. Like if I wanted to cheat, that's what I do. Because, there's no evidence. I mean, obviously you can screenshot shit, but here's the thing. Like, if that's his like modus operandi of like having communication, get the fuck out, because it's only gonna be trouble. But if someone shows concerted effort in communication, does the little things like, hey, let me take you out, let me take you out to dinner. Or, hey, like, let's do, like, my girlfriend and I, we're going to do a, like later this week, we're doing like mani-pedi day. Like I know she's got to get her nails done. She does the matching fingernails and toenail shit. So like, I know that she does it at a place out in Reston. So we're going to go do that.
That's so wholesome. I love that.
Yeah, you learn, but it's like, guys, like the little shit like this, just like it's just showing just an ounce of interest in little shit like that, and make all the difference, make the week, but thoughtful shit. It's not like the archetypical like flowers, or like maybe it could be as simple as flowers. I don't know. Like it depends upon who it is, but it's little things that matter. And if he can't do the little shit, and it's something that we say in the military, if you're not good at little shit, how can you be good at big shit? How can you be, if you can't lace up your boots properly, if you can't make your uniform look good, how do you think that you're going to be able to manipulate multi-million-dollar weapon systems or fly aircraft and shit like that? It just snowballs. It's attention to detail. It's thought. It's communication. It's all this stuff builds on one another. It's fundamental principles that make you effective in relationships. It's the little things. Relationships, it could be romantic relationships, it could be friendships, doesn't matter. It's the little things that matter. So if he or she is incapable of doing the little things, they're not going to be the big things. The big things in the relationships are going to be like, hey, at the end of the day, big things probably like marriage. Or if you're not into marriage and you're like this new age shit, like committed significant other partnership, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't know what it is. I want to get married. I communicated that pretty fucking early on. Like, I'm not in here to fuck around anymore. Like, I want to get married. I want to have kids. Getting too old for this shit. Like, I want to find happiness. And so if they are able to communicate like, hey, this is what I want out of a relationship, you're probably going to find a winner. You're probably going to find somebody that's dedicated to you. And it's not a surefire. It's theory. It's not guaranteed, but I can tell you, if he can communicate what he wants, yeah. If he says, if he hems and haws about, if he says, I don't know what I want, then, okay, cool. You as a woman need to make this decision. Do I really want to be with a dude that fucking doesn't know what he wants? The answer should be no. Unless you two like, I don't know what I want. I'm just here to have a good time. Then cool, have a good time. But if you want something serious and he can't communicate what he wants or isn't in for it, fucking see those red flags and peace out the other fucking way.
Tell him to pound sand. That's what I like to say.
Yeah. Pound sand.
Have you never heard that before? Because I literally said that on my
YouTube. I feel like you can totally. I feel like you could totally make some innuendo about pounding sand or some shit like that. It's like, it's a less sexy way of saying sex on the beach,
That's so just a side note, when I said that on the Nightcap Crew, my friend dropped our theme song, and that's what she says when people say something ridiculous or funny. And now I think I know why she dropped the song after I said the man can go pound sand. Fuck.
Yeah.
Dang. All right. Well, do you want to tell the people where they can find you, or do you want to remain mysterious?
I'll remain mysterious. I'd be happy to come back. I know we went a little bit over time. I'd be happy to come back, talk some more. If people like what we talked about today, want to hear more about it, I am more than happy to come back. But for the sake of privacy for myself and the wonderfulness that is my current girlfriend, I want to continue to have her like me. I don't need people. Did you hear what your boyfriend did or said? I don't need that. She knows. She doesn't need to be reminded.
That's fair. I think we should come back and do an episode about safety. I think we started to get on a really good topic about safety, and
I'm all about it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, all right, sounds good. I'm happy to come back around. And yeah, on the next episode of Safety with Chris and Danielle, it's going to be all the things that you should be considering when you're out in public. And we could do domestic safety. Ooh, we could do like domestic here within the state safety, and then traveling abroad safety. Because guess what? COVID's going away. Well, at least in the United States, levels are still high at pretty much everywhere else in the world. But once travel reopens, you can travel and go to all those sexy, awesome, cool places. You should know what to watch out for, because people have been struggling, and struggling causes crime, and crime is out there, just like adventure.
Yeah, I'm down to do safety with Danielle and Chris, and I will have, maybe by then I'll have a better knife. My dad literally told me when I got this, he was like, you're going to fucking get hurt. Get rid of this. But it does have the nice little pokey thing to break glass if someone puts me in their car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Or to break a window if the dog is in the back and it looks like 1,000,000 degrees in the car and you just need to give that dog like a respite. Yeah, that's what I do it for. Save the dogs.
I think I just bought this because it's matte black and I thought it was pretty fresh, but I spent like $70 on a knife that I realistically will never use.
Yeah, it happens. I spent a lot of money on a lot of things that I really don't use. So
it looks cool. That's what matters to me.
It does. There we go.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into this. Oh my God. I can't. Thank you guys for tuning into this week's episode. My Pete Davidson syndrome is coming back when I start laughing in the middle of words. I'm fucking sorry, guys. Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of the Red Flag Collectors. I am happy that Chris joined us, and we will be having Chris back for an episode of Safety with Chris and Danielle. It sounds riveting. I think it's gonna be. And I know that my singing is gonna stay in there because it just is. But you guys know the drill. Follow me on Instagram at Danielle M. Hare. Follow the podcast at the Red Flag Collectors. Rate, review, like, download, follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck you do on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And remember, all the merch is live on Teespring. So if you're not wearing a hooligan muscle tank this summer at the beach, you're not my fucking friend. Looking at you, friends. But all right, guys, catch you next week.